The dot that became an avalanche. Injustice rarely begins as something obvious. It starts small, distant, and easy to dismiss. A dot on a map, a line drawn in a quiet office, a promise written in a document few expect to matter. Because it seems insignificant, it is ignored. No urgency, no correction. And that is how something destructive quietly begins. After World War I, the collapse of the Ottoman Empire left vast regions without stable governance. Britain and France stepped into that vacuum, dividing territory through agreements like Sykes-Picot. Borders were imposed across West Asia, the region later called the Middle East, forming states such as Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, Jordan, and Palestine. These borders ignored the realities of the people living there, their histories, identities, sex, and social structures. At the same time, Europe's internal failures and anti-Semitism fueled the push for a Jewish homeland, leading to the creation of Israel. What emerged was not a solution, but the foundation of a lasting conflict. In Palestine, the British mandate carried a built-in contradiction. Support for a Jewish national home alongside promises to protect the rights of the Arab population already living there. These commitments were incompatible, yet no serious effort was made to reconcile them. There was no enforceable framework, no shared agreement, and no meaningful protection for those who would be displaced. Instead, both sides received vague assurances while the conflict remained unresolved. That was the original dot. Because it was never addressed, it did not remain small. Over time, it expanded. What began as an overlooked inconsistency hardened into a structural problem. As European empires withdrew after World War II, their influence did not disappear. It shifted. The United States emerged as the dominant external power, inheriting strategic interests tied to these unresolved tensions. In 1947, the United Nations proposed partition, drawing another line from above rather than building agreement within. One side accepted it, the other rejected it, seeing continued displacement. War followed, then repeated cycles of violence. Occupation, settlements, forced migration, and militarization became recurring realities. Each development added weight to the original unresolved issue rather than resolving it. Support from the United States, especially through military and political backing for Israel, further shaped the conflict's trajectory. Israel became a key regional ally tied to American interests, influencing broader dynamics. The effects did not remain contained. Neighboring regions, already fragile due to earlier divisions, were pulled into instability. Lebanon's sectarian balance fractured into conflict. Iran, shaped by its own history of foreign intervention, became entangled in the wider regional tension. Today, the consequences are visible across multiple fronts. Violence continues to affect civilians in Gaza, southern Lebanon, and beyond. Entire communities face displacement, destroyed infrastructure, and long-term instability. Homes, schools, and hospitals are reduced to rubble. The human cost is measured not only in casualties, but in generations shaped by unresolved conflict. The damage has grown beyond isolated crises. Forced migration has reshaped entire regions. Economies have collapsed under prolonged instability. Human rights violations are widely documented but rarely enforced. Beneath all of this lies the same unresolved foundation, the original contradiction that was never addressed. The issue is not that one decision caused everything. It is that early decisions were made without mechanisms to resolve their consequences. Those choices created conditions where conflict could persist, evolve, and expand. Each generation inherits not just the original problem, but everything added on to it. Even now, the pattern continues. International responses often address immediate crises without resolving deeper structural issues. As global powers reassess their roles, new uncertainties emerge. Shifts in support systems can introduce further instability rather than clarity, adding weight instead of removing it. The dot was never just a small mistake. It was an unresolved starting point. The real danger was not simply that lines were drawn, but that they were drawn without durable systems to ensure fairness, coexistence, and accountability for those forced to live within them. Until that changes, the pattern will repeat. New lines will be drawn, new promises will be made, new contradictions will remain unresolved. And somewhere, quietly, another dot will begin to grow.